Hey everybody, Craig Cottle from Nature Reliance School, guest instructor with DansDepot.com. We had that video of the avoidable poison ivy, so what we thought we'd do today is show you a good one to know in case you get in poison ivy. This is Jewelweed. Cool thing about Jewelweed is it typically grows in moist areas and oftentimes grows in the same area that poison ivy grows. For example, we got Jewelweed right here, poison ivy, poison ivy, poison ivy, poison ivy, jewelweed, 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 jewelweed. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull up one of these plants of jewelweed because there's plenty of it here that we can utilize for our learning today. And we'll show you the identifying characteristics and particularly how useful of a plant that it is. So what we have here is a jewelweed stalk. Some of the identifying characteristics of where it would grow, and so you can it'll help you find it, is that it likes fresh moving water and it doesn't like sandy soil. So that's a couple of things that will help you try to find it. As far as identifying the plant itself, you'll notice that near the bottom of the plant the leaves are opposite one another, whereas up on the upper portions of the stalk itself the leaves are alternating. So what you'll notice about the stalk itself is that it's very succulent. It is translucent and hollow. So what I'll do is I'll cut this open here, and you can see that it is hollow on the inside of the stem itself. It has nodes along the length of the stem, which means that there's basically chambers within here. There's a node here as well as another node right here, and I just cut another one off right here. So that's a couple of the identifying characteristics along the stem itself. The leaves are long, somewhat, I guess, oval shaped, if you will. You can see there the shape of the leaf itself. They're somewhere between 4.5 inches, and they have these rounded teeth on the edge of the leaf itself. This plant right here that I have is about 10-12 inches tall before I pulled it up, as I pulled it up, but this stuff will grow up to 5 foot tall. So it's we're looking at it here in early spring, but it still has all the identifying characteristics that will help you find it. So again, we're looking at this plant in early spring, but somewhere around late summer it's going to produce these, I don't know, 1/2 inch to 1 inch long capsules that when you touch them, they eject the seeds. On the bloom themselves, they are going to be orange yellow, and they're going to start blooming around midsummer, and they almost look like trumpets. So a lot of people find these rather easy to identify. So another cool thing, and this is part of where Jewelweed gets its name, is that the leaves are water repellent. Particularly, you're looking at the underside of the leaf here, so if I were to put water on top of the leaf here, you'll see that the water is just pouring right off, and you can see it kind of looks silvery. What we're going to do is we're going to take this down by the creek and submerge it so that you can see a good look at the silver color when you submerge this leaf, because I think it's pretty cool to be able to see that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this jewelweed plant right here and we're going to submerge it in the water so that you can see that jewel-like appearance that we were speaking of earlier. So the easiest way to utilize this plant is to take the plant itself and just crush it up and make a poultice and get the juices really coming out of the stalk and the leaves themselves and rub it on your skin. This is something that we do quite a bit in my family just because we have a couple of us that are pretty allergic to poison ivy. Other things that you can do is you can boil the stems, the stalks, and the leaves to make a tea and just put it in a sprayer and spray that on whenever you know that you're going to go outside. Also, you can, if you want to store it for long term, is you can freeze that substance into ice cubes, even freeze the material itself into ice cubes and use it later. So those are several different ways that you can use this plant to put the juices on your skin to help the allergic reaction that might come up with poison ivy. Okay, so Jewelweed has 2 compounds in it that are anti-inflammatory and work as a fungicide. So this plant, I keep referring to it as something to utilize with poison ivy, but it's good for any type of allergic reaction to plant material. So it's good to know where it is and how it grows so that you can utilize it for poison ivy or any type of skin irritation that you might have. So you can also utilize it for things such as ringworm, any burns, cuts, even athlete's foot. It's useful plant for that sort of fungicide that's growing on your body as well. So be cautious. Although it is an extremely useful medicinal plant, it is not an edible plant. It will make you sick. So until next time, we hope to see you on or off the trail.